Joining me now is author and political commentator Shamika Michelle.
Shamika Michelle.
Shamika Michelle.
Shamika Michelle.
When God looked at man, he said it's not good for man to be alone. He gave him a woman. He didn't give him a village. He didn't give him the community. He said, be fruitful and multiply to this man and this woman. So it's supposed to be God, husband, wife.
If you always do what you've always done, you will always get what you've always done.
Now, black culture, nigga culture, hip hop culture, I don't know. But what I do know is it's a shit show. It's a shit show, and it's starting to get real embarrassing. Welcome, head shakers. Welcome to Shaking My Head with Shamika Michelle. I am your host, Shamika Michelle. And I wish I had a coon hat, you know, like the kind I think fat boys used to wear. I probably need a coon hat for this show, because what I have seen is I saw someone, of course, you know, they like to tag you, say that they like me, but sometimes I'm cooning. Sometimes I'm tap dancing for white supremacy. Why or how, I don't know. I feel like they don't have good reason. They just like to hear themselves talk, because in all actuality, if I'm trying to get people to actually do better, I'm not sure how that comes across as white supremacy. If I'm actually saying, hey, tighten up, you can do it, you is smart, you is important, I'm not sure how that comes across as white supremacy. Makes absolutely no sense. But I want to say hello to everybody before we get into it. Hi, Khalees. Hi, Earl Grey the Bay. Thank you all for coming in. And I'm going to let you know why I said this is the fall of a culture that's lost its shame. I will say overall, men and women, but I think it falls more on the women, you are always offended, but never ashamed. The fact that I can actually get online and say, you can, yes, you can, keep hope alive, you can do better, and be called a white supremacist when you can clearly see the same things my eyes can see, but you don't want to call it out because Black power, or you don't want to call it out because you want to make sure you're invited to the cookout. You don't want to call it out because you don't want people saying all skin folk ain't kin folk. At this point, as I said, get me a coon hat. Let me go ahead and rock that, because at this point, I'm so serious about unblacking myself. The things that I'm seeing right now, I need to. We got Cardi B and Nicki Minaj at it again. I know I'm going to play a video with someone saying they ain't black. But Diddy just got sentenced, and people are actually laughing, gossiping, and treating it all like entertainment. And it's not just celebrity nonsense. It's a reflection of a culture that's lost its shame. Lost its shame. We've normalized chaos, glorified dysfunction, and called it empowerment. We think, oh, we're empowered to act like untamed gorillas. We're empowered to be pavement apes. We are empowered because we think that acting that way is just not unseemly. It's just not us being, non-classy. it's getting back at the white folks. Whenever we walk around and act hood and it irritates white folks, we feel empowered. We feel like this is true freedom. We are doing something now. We can stand on the table and twerk because we's free. Us is free now. So we can stop traffic, hops out of the car. Us can hop out the car and twerk, bend over, make us butt cheeks clap. Cause us is free. And can't nobody tell us what to do no more. Us is free. Us not in chains. Us is free to clap our butt cheeks together wherever us want to. Cause we's not slave no more. You can't hold us down no more. You can't tell us what to do no more. Us is free. Us is free, free to be us. And it's not just Hollywood, it's everywhere. Always offended, never ashamed. But as I've been told, and I'm going to share with you all today, hi Beasley, hi Carlos, hi Graham Coots, hi Kayla Rain. Apparently, because I want to unblack myself, I got to get to the back. Let me share this video that I came across. Earl Grey said it's being unapologetically black. That's what they say. Let me share this video with you all. It's about 2 minutes long. And I actually, when it first came across my timeline, I ignored it. I said, this is just more silliness, more ratchetness, and I ignored it. Went on about my business. But then I saw people who are influencers for the culture actually celebrating it. And from my understanding, this young lady is married, but this is not to me what she's pushing. Anyway, here, let me play this while I get to the back. I don't know about y'all, but I am voluntarily getting to the back. If this is what it means to be black, I'm voluntarily getting to the back. Raise my hand. You ain't got no Rosa Parks with me. I'm not gonna fight. If that's what it means to be black, then I'm a non-black. I'm a unblack. Because I didn't hear anything that I felt like I needed to be celebrating, or that this was, this is what we need to push. I saw ignorance. I heard ignorance. I heard a woman refer to herself as a black bitch with a fat ass. She says she'll get you touched because white people pushed them out. She remembers when blacks were pushed out. So now all the non-blacks get to the back. Send me first. Pink hair, gold teeth, half naked, twerking. Send me first. And it's annoying because we are the only group of people who actually feel like the only way you're authentic or considered a real nigga, real black, a keep it real type of person is with ignorant behavior. And as I said before, it used to be when I was coming up, you had blacks And then you had niggas. And we all knew who the niggas were. Just because you were black didn't make you a nigga. Now, it's the same to many people. Because we are saying things like all the non-blacks to the back while displaying nigga behavior. And then people are pushing that. You have your nigga apologist, your Charlemagne's, just nigga apologists, right? For the behavior, see nothing wrong with it, and saying this is black folks' business. Everybody else, keep your nose out of black folks' business. This, I don't know. Somebody help me out. Maybe I'm wrong, clearly. Maybe I'm wrong and I see something different. The problem that I have is because we have fame now without morals. I think people have been famous without morals for a while, but now because of social media, it's so blatant in our face every single day. I remember a friend of mine saying that the camera phone was the worst thing to happen to black people. Not only because now it gives the entire world the ability to see what many of us saw daily, but it's as if in order to be famous, in order to go viral, to get a lot of clicks, people are willing to do anything. Not only that, but remember when people were maybe about to fight and there were no cameras around? They actually had the time to process whether or not it was worth it. Now it's almost like what's in the back of their mind is there's a camera. I don't want to look like a punk. So let me be extra, let me go all out. Let me tear up the McDonald's because my fries are hot. Let me tear up the nail salon because this Asian got me fucked up. Nobody wants to look like a punk on camera. Nobody wants to look like they ate cheese. That's what we would call it back in the day, eating cheese. If you felt like, the fight wasn't worth it, or you didn't want to fight, or you were scared, or whatever, they called it eating cheese. No one wants to eat cheese because now cameras are watching, and people would much rather look like assholes on camera opposed to looking like they have sense and conflict resolution skills. It's all about the fame. It's all about the fame, and everybody is always offended, never ashamed. Every time something wild happens, the internet treats it like a show. But it's just not entertaining anymore. It's a mirror. It's a mirror, and we got to take a hard look. And when you stand in the mirror, when you don't like what you see, you don't fuss at the mirror. You change the person standing in front of it. And so that's what we need to do. As we stand in the mirror, ain't no need of us fussing at the mirror. Oh, I don't like what I see. Oh, y'all always just like to put this out. It's the algorithm. I don't want to see this come across my timeline. Y'all go searching for these type of videos. Y'all go looking for these type of videos. This ain't real life. This is the mirror. No need of fussing at the mirror. Change what's standing in front of the mirror. So the reflection or the thing looking back at us is something we don't mind looking at. We've become a people who don't blush at anything. There's no line, no standard, and no shame. No shame. I want to remind you all to hit the like button, subscribe if you aren't subscribed, share, and the super chats are open because I'm going to need to buy me a coon hat, right? Apparently, while I get to the back, I'm going to get to the back in my coon hat. Because when a culture loses shame, it loses the ability to correct itself. When you are just walking around thinking like your shit don't stink, you're not going to fix it. And that's what we've become. We've become a people who think our shit don't stink. Meanwhile, it's stinking up the joint. Everybody can smell it. Everybody can smell it. I can remember being in places when people would have to use the bathroom and they go in and they looking real cute as they walk into the bathroom. And you know, maybe the restroom is in close quarters to the room. Maybe it's a hotel room. Maybe it's a small home. Maybe it's a dorm room. And the bathroom is close. And eventually, when that person goes in the bathroom to take a shit, depending on what they ate, if you're in close quarters, it starts to smell. So you can be in a totally different room, but the shit starts to smell. We can smell it. No matter how cute you look walking in, and no matter the fact that we can't see what you're doing directly, there's no cameras in the bathroom, the shit starts to smell. And so that's where we are now. The shit is smelling and we're pretending like, I don't know where this shit smell is coming from. It's not me. It's not me. I don't smell anything. Do you? I don't smell anything. It must just be you. It must be your upper lip. It must just be in your nose hairs. I don't know what it is. Meanwhile, you know you took a shit and it's starting to smell. And that's where we are as a culture. That's why I said I don't know what it's called. Is it black culture, nigga culture, hip hop culture? Something has changed. I'm old enough to know, to be able to see with my own eyes and to be truthful to say something has changed. And right now, we're always offended, never ashamed, and we pretend like we don't see anything wrong with the behavior. We're pretending like we don't see anything in the mirror reflecting at us that needs some fixing. We get mad if people point it out, and we do the whole, what about Brett Favre? Y'all need to do better as far as coming together and having children. What about Brett Favre? What, the music is kind of, what about Brett Favre? Crime seems to be on the rise. What about Brett Favre? Everything is, what about Brett Favre? What about, for those who are a little slow motions, what about white people? And it's funny because it's always the black supremacists or the black powers always worried about what white people are doing. I would be considered a white supremacist in blackface, yet it's always the show enough Black supremacists or Black power people who like to compare everything to white people. Oh, our kids aren't reading and writing on grade level. What about white people? Our kids, I'm going to bring this to Durham, my city. Our kids are falling behind in attendance. What about white people? Are they coming to school? Everything is, what about Brett Favre? Instead of just being honest and saying, we see a change in behavior and we need to put our boots on the ground to make a change. That's it. Because right now we have fame without morals. Celebrity culture has made bad behavior profitable. When people are focused on whether or not the video will go viral, maybe it's going to bring in a bit of cash, they do not care what image it's portraying or putting out there. They don't care. With the video I just showed you, it's almost like these rappers today, the women, they cookie cutter. Everybody's the same. And the more ratchet you are, the more popular you are. You got to be naked. You got to be hood. Don't forget, you got to add, you got to add the add all the time. You got to get that add right, just right, with your tongue hanging out like a dog in heat. You got to get that just right. Just over the top ratchetness. As my friend would say, a ratchetings. Just over the top. And you know what? People will be offended because I've taken on my kid's grandmother's term, untamed gorilla. People would take that on. Be more offended with that because I've taken that term on and I've been saying it for 30 years. They'll be more offended with that than they are the behavior that I'm referencing. But all of these rappers nowadays, they're cookie cutter. The more ratchet, the more popular. And if you don't have the right body parts, Glorilla, you go and buy them so that you can just show your body off. Titties not big enough, go buy some. Breasts not big, butt not big enough, go buy one. So that I can show my titties and my breasts off as best I can, because that's all I have to offer. That's going to give me fame, and who cares about the morals? The internet has made attention more valuable than integrity. People don't care about integrity anymore. It's about the attention. How much attention can I get? And I can get more attention acting ratchet than acting like I have some class, then I'm going to go for the ratchet. I can get more attention half naked at the Grammys, I'm going to go for that. Because I value the attention more than walking in integrity. And we've replaced truth with trends. Y'all will tell me, oh, you don't know what's hot now. You don't know what's popping. I'm probably using all the wrong words. You don't know what's lit. Ugh. I don't know what's lit. I don't know what's popular. All I know is that when my mother was my age, my grandmother was my age, I didn't see this. I didn't see what I'm seeing right now And I'm saying it from people, even my age. When you are at an age where you should be the example, so that kids are saying, I don't see that older woman carrying herself that way. Nobody wants to get old. Nobody wants to walk with integrity and be that example. And you can't say, oh, yeah, you saying that now because you don't have a body that you had at 20. And if you still had that body, you would still be doing. I don't have the body that I had at 20, but I put money that is better than some of y'all's. And even still, I understand things that I didn't maybe understand at 18, that now we need to walk with some integrity and class because people are looking at us. We are examples for people, whether we want to be or not. Whether you have an online presence or not. We talked yesterday about women. You are the first example for your children to what a woman is. And then by the time you step out of your house, you're an example at church. You may be an example at your children's school. You're an example at work. You're an example to somebody, whether you want to be or not. And at some point, you have to take responsibility for the type of example you're being. You just do. We are raising a generation that doesn't recognize decency anymore. We literally have grandmothers, all gray, wanting to twerk on the gram for attention. For attention. Grandmas, and I know grandmas are much younger, or, they definitely act much younger than they used to. But just worried about the likes and the attention instead of the integrity. Today, you can go viral for fighting in public. You can go viral for sleeping around. There are literally women famous for the amount of men they can sleep with in a certain time frame. Just no decency, no standards. The fall of a culture that's lost its shame. Where's the shame in that? Because you should be ashamed. 30 years ago, you would have gotten ridiculed for that. I remember sitting at lunch in high school talking about a girl who shall not be named, talking about the rumor that she sucked dick. And we would see her coming and start to whisper. It wasn't cool. It wasn't, let's celebrate her. Or she wasn't walking around, with her hands in the air, calling herself a throat goat. It was something she didn't want people to know, because we talked about her just from the rumor. Even today, people still talk about that if her name comes up. But now you can be famous for that. She would probably have 1 million followers now for being a throat goat. You can go viral for acting a fool. And then people will say to me, I see the things that you say online. Your ancestors are rolling over in their grave. No, they aren't. First of all, I'm sure they are maggots by now. That's number one. But number two, I was never raised to act like a fool. Nobody said I'm going to spend all of this time and energy pouring into Shamika for her to go out there and act like a fool. I'm going to put all this time and attention into her, making sure she can read, helping her with her homework, going to her games, watching her cheer, because maybe one day she'll clap her butt cheeks online. Nobody ever said that. And we are so warped in our brains that we call right wrong and wrong right. Because we've lost the plot. We've lost the shame. And we don't care about integrity. That's not progress. That's collapse. We are not progressing. We are collapsing. Culture is collapsing. And again, I don't know what we refer to it as now. I really hate to say Black culture, but I saw a post online the last couple of days where it was a video of white people acting very ignorant, and someone posted something like, I hate to see white people acting Black. Why is that considered Black? And it's nothing to get offended by. It's just a question. Things that should make us go, hmm. Why is that considered acting Black? It's just like when I see gay Black men being real flamboyant, boisterous, loud, ignorant. And I say to myself, is this how they see women, particularly Black women? These are things that make me go, When I see lesbians, especially Black lesbians, and they have their pants sagging, and they're in wife beaters, and they're acting real low class and slow, I say to myself, is this how they see Black men? What and who are they imitating? So when I saw that post of white people acting real ignorant, real niggerish, and I saw the caption, I hate it when white people act Black or whatever, I said, why is this considered Black? Because I played for you all, I think it was Thursday, the video of a Black woman talking about another Black woman half naked on the subway and commending the white lady for not saying anything, minding her business, and saying, let her be unapologetically Black. So even Black people are calling this ignorant behavior Black, unapologetically Black. Not ignorant, not slow, retarded, Black. Not unseemly, low class, Black. is being referred to as black? Things that make me go, Want to see what y'all got going on in the chat. Just a reminder, people, no more shows this week. I'm very excited. I'll be doing, I don't know, Pearl Daily. She has, I'll be her first guest in her new studio, but I do not know when it's going to air. So just kind of be paying attention to, I'll probably post it on YouTube, probably everywhere I can, to just let you all know when it's going to air. But I'm actually flying to Dallas tonight, and I'll be doing her show tomorrow. So we won't have a show. Hi, Carlos. Hi, Reppin' Magazine. Make that mirror comment a short, Shamika. We write that down. Yes. Carlos says we are living in an offended epidemic. Everybody's always offended at the smallest little things, but not what they should be offended for. Hey, Melina. Thank you for joining us today. It's the victim culture first. Everything comes from that. Everybody wants to be a victim. Graham says, what did Favre do anyway? They said he was stealing funds for low-income people. I'm not sure whatever came of the case. What's your P.O. box, Shamika? I'm going to send you a coon hat. I'm going to send it to you. I need me a coon hat. Make sure I get that. Hi, Rhonda. She's reminding you all to repost this stream. And pissed off, second that. I second that emotion. Oh, y'all gonna miss me, Sharisa Jones? I'm gonna miss you too. I'm going to miss you too. When we think about what's been going on, and again, as I stated earlier, there was this video. Let me see if I can bring it up for you. Because I told you, we like to pretend. We accept this type of foolishness, and then we get mad when people credit us with it. But we've been accepting it all this time. Let's see, share screen. Give me a second. It's so much better to bring this stuff up on YouTube. One of these days I won't have to do all this. Here we go. For those of you who may not be aware, Cardi B and Nicki Minaj were going back and forth online, and it was getting really embarrassing. They were saying all types of foolishness, brought each other's kids into the mix. But I want you all to listen to what this lady has to say. And though she makes some points, I'm going to tell you why I reject it. But let's watch the video first.
Neither one of these women are black. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B are verbally sparring in the pits of hell like it's a gladiator match. And I just wanted to point out that neither one of these women are black. Black Americans have been getting blamed for a lot lately. And when I say black, I mean all skin folk are not kinfolk. Black is a term coined by Black Americans. We went from indigenous people, because secret be told, black people were in America pre-Christopher Columbus, but that's another video for another day. 2, 3/5 of human, slaves, ER, Negro, colored, 2, James Brown, I'm black and I'm proud. I like to point out that Nicki Minaj was born in Trinidad. Cardi B is a second-generation immigrant One of her parents is from Dominican Republic, while the other is from Trinidad as well. And remember, in the famous words of all my Dominican people, I know Black Poppy. I thought I would make this video to get some of the heat up off of Black Americans because they really was down in hell with Lil Nas X. Okay? Cardi B said Nicki Minaj's son was slow. Nicki Minaj said that Cardi B's kids was monkeys and roaches. And as a Black American, we want no parts of that at all. This is a Trinidad fight. The reason why I brought this up, because Charlie Kirk got shot by another white person. So that's white on white crime. Somehow the conservatives flipped that back onto the Black American community because a few Black people made comments about it on social media. Make it make sense. Also, immigrants, specifically, I live in Los Angeles. Some of the Hispanic people got mad because Black people didn't want to go outside and march with them when a white person sicked ice on their ass. How's that the Black community's problem? We still get beat up in the streets. They've been doing that since Selma. But let me get back to my point. Leave Black Americans alone until we do something ourselves. But stop putting us in everybody else's mess. We tired. We ain't gonna fight all these fights. Stop blaming us. We minding our Black business. Just like they done mentioned Jay-Z several times, and he's a Black American. Guess what he's doing? He hear no evil, see no evil, and speak no evil. At least not on a public platform. Like another Black American said, Michelle Obama, when they go low, we go high. No, we gonna go low too. But at least Black Americans have an unwritten rule. We don't talk about nobody's kids. I'm on your ass, but I'm gonna leave your kids alone. Anyways, I'm Daphne Springs, and guess what? I'm on a comedy tour. So come see me this weekend in Huntsville. Next.
I'm glad she's on a comedy tour because that was actually a joke, right? It's a joke. I don't know. I don't smell it. I know I'm in here shitting, but I don't smell it. I don't know what you smell. It must be in your nose. Must be your upper lip. Why do we keep lying? Why are we lying? And the issue that I have with us now trying to distance ourselves from, let's say, a Cardi B or a Nicki Minaj, because if that was the case, you should have been distancing yourselves when they were out here, legs popped open, half naked. When Cardi B and Meg the Stallion did that little lesbian routine, we should have distanced ourselves then. When Cardi B was speaking for Kamala, when Meg the Stallion got up there and did her little routine for Kamala, we should have people. Now Meg is Black, so okay, she's American, but we didn't distance ourselves from Cardi nor Nicki Minaj before. You can't do that. You've been accepting them as Black the entire time, because if you didn't, you would have had a problem with them using the word nigga like you have a problem with everybody else using it except for Black people. So it just crosses out the whole argument that I just want to make a point they aren't Black. No, we've accepted that as culture. And again, it's not just them. Maybe it's them talking about each other's kids, but what they put out, the behavior that we applaud, it's not just them. It's Meg, it's Sexy Red, it's the video that I showed in the beginning, it's Glorilla, they all cookie cutter. They're all doing the same thing, and we are all pretending like we don't see it, like we don't smell it, that it doesn't stink. We're pretending. And it's clear. We have grown women that fight online. So this not just about, oh, we don't talk about each other's kids. That's a lie. Come on. As a matter of fact, I saw a video just today where a woman, I think she was in churches maybe, had her child on her hip, got mad in churches, went behind the counter and was making her own food with her child on her hip. I showed you all the video yesterday of the woman who was caught stealing. The child was right there. So let's stop pretending like we have all these morals and values when it comes to the children, when again, the reflection as we stand in the mirror is not looking good. And the only way we are going to be able to change is if we stop having nigga apologists. That's the only way it's going to change. We are right now like a bunch of people in the comments of a fat woman in clothes that are too small talking about, yeah, girl, you look good. You eating. You ate down. She sure did at a whole buffet, and she ain't got no business in that little ass outfit. But we'll keep lying because, that's what we like to do. Lying and pretending. You know good and well that big, extra large, 3X, 4X body should not have squeezed into a medium. But we'll pretend for the sake of not fat shaming. I'm just going to look the other way and say, do it, girl. That's fine. No, you fat and you ain't had no business in that. Do I look like I lost weight? Nope, you don't. Look like you found yours and somebody else's. We like to pretend, and we're cheering it on. We cheer it on. Every day, people on TikTok are oversharing and self-destructing for views. Across the board. Regardless of the amount of melanin in the skin, this is what's happening across the board. We've become addicted to watching the crash. It's like the more people spiral, the more we feel entertained. That's a sick culture. That's sick. It's collapsing. Culture is collapsing. And we need to bring shame back. I don't think shame is oppression. It's moral compass. It's moral compass. When I was in school, if you got pregnant and you went to the high school I attended, before you were big and showing, you got sent to another school. That was a moral compass. That said, if you get pregnant while attending this school, you got to go across town to the special classes that they have for pregnant women, whatever's going on over there. That was the moral compass. Now, I just saw recently a video going viral of two girls dancing in school, pregnant, doing a little TikTok dance or whatever. And people in the comments, I know that's right. Go ahead, at least y'all in school. You'll go on to graduate and do great things. That's what dance, girls, do it. But when I was in school, we had a moral compass. If you didn't want to get shipped across town, you just won't get pregnant. Wait until you graduate. Fast forward, this same school that I attended where you couldn't be pregnant and they would ship you across town, then had a daycare. We've lost it, guys. We've lost it. And people think shame is bad, but shame is what tells you I shouldn't be doing this. It's not cruelty, it's correction. A culture without shame is like a car without brakes. It looks fun until you realize that you're headed off a cliff. Oh, shit. It's time for us to bring it on, bring it back. We're too far gone. It's time to bring it back. Because we have traded respect for relevance. It's time to bring it back. We don't need to be relevant that bad. It's better to have some respect. Graham said singing WAP. Yes, they was at the Grammys. I think that's what they were singing, WAP. Oh, the Mississippi State volleyball facility. He did not get the money, folks. Folks at the school squandered that money, and he was found not at fault, but is still under gag order. Thank you, Grams, for updating us so we could know what was going on with that. Reppin' Magazine said, or that little trailer on the other side of the football field. Is that what they did? Send them to the little trailer or straight to the GED program? You are not walking around pregnant and having fun and thinking it looked cool. Dancing on TikTok with everybody in the comments telling you how great you are for getting pregnant so young and having a baby out of wedlock. In my mother's day, you didn't even really go to a different school. Sometimes you got shipped out of the city. My mama got shipped out of the city. That's how the babies would show up sometimes, and you didn't know who the baby belonged to because you didn't see that person pregnant. Maybe they got shipped off to grandma's for the summer or to go stay with Aunt Bertha in a whole different state. And so you didn't know who the child belonged to. Was it the grandparents' actual child? Were they not the was it an older sibling? You just didn't know. You got shipped off. Now people are walking around. They are doing gender reveals. Child 14 having a baby with a big ass gender reveal party. No shame. Going all out, spending a whole lot of money on a baby shower. Child 16. Just no shame. I want to know, do y'all think we can rebuild standards in a culture that rewards dysfunction? Do y'all think we can rebuild this? Because Tucker Carlson wrote a book a few years ago called The Long Slide. When it comes to culture, we've been on a long slide. And we've been sliding bit by bit by bit. Do you think we can rebuild? I know it's not going to happen overnight, but do you think we can do it? And we got to stop blaming celebrities. They're just the loudest reflection of who we've become. They just have the largest platforms. The real question is, when did we stop expecting better from ourselves? When did we stop expecting better? When did we start getting mad when people expected better of us? When did we start saying, mind your business, or all the non-blacks get to the back, and blacks like myself feel like, okay, I'll go willingly. Just because we don't want to be in the number. We got to start making people ashamed of doing wrong and stop laughing at it. Stop making them think it's okay. If we want to rise again, we got to bring back some standards. Bring back some self-respect. Bring back the shame. Oh my God, yes. Grams, you heard about that. Yes, the unwed mothers in Charlotte, the home for unwed mothers in Charlotte. Absolutely. That's where my mother was. So I always say born and raised in Durham, but no, I was actually born in Charlotte. So, yes. Hi, Thomas. Did I speak to you? You be sneaking in here, Thomas. I don't know. Got to be here at the top of the show. Yeah. Thomas says, I want to say yes, but truthfully, I know, truthfully, it's looking a little grim. Carlos says there's a lot of fatigue across all cultures today, and it's rooted in victimhood. Yes. I'm beyond fatigue, exhausted. Like I need an IV of something. I'm so tired. So tired. Reppin' Magazine says we need a total reboot for sure. Carlos says Adam and Eve hid from their shame. We don't. Absolutely. They hid from their shame and we throw it on and wear it like, it's the hottest garment going. So, in closing, guys, a culture without shame is a culture without standards. And that's exactly where we are. We laugh at destruction, defend dysfunction, and celebrate people who should be embarrassed. We celebrate people that we should shame. Shame used to be the guardrail that kept us from losing ourselves. It reminded us there were things that you just don't do. You just don't do it. Not because someone said so, but just because you knew better. Like I said, nobody poured into me coming up thinking I'm going to spend all this time, effort, and energy for her to go out here and embarrass our family name. Not one person. We tore down every line, and now we're surprised that nothing means anything. If we ever want to rebuild this culture, we've got to stop pretending everything's okay and start being ashamed of the things that should shame us. That's not judgment. And that's how we're going to find our way back to decency. We got to bring back a little shame. Just a reminder, if you haven't hit the thumbs up already, hit the thumbs up, share this. If you like what you see on this show, tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. Please. Because again, the others, they just have the loudest platform. But in order for us to get the word out, we got to get the word out. We got to get the word out. Again, I will not see you all tomorrow. Might do a little surprise on Friday. I'm not sure. But anyway, definitely I will be here Monday, same place, same time, because I know for sure for the rest of this week and the weekend, something is definitely going to make me shake my head. I love y'all.